Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashto Tarashata Shisha. Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai. Iskcon founder, BBD founder Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashto Tarashata Shisha Madhad. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Gauri Vaishnava Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Ho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopa Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Shri Vrindavan Dham Atur Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapur Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Shri Purushottam Kshetra Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Yaman Mai Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha गिरिवरधारी जशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीरा वनचारी जमुना तीरा वनचारी मुना जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीरा वनचारी जमुना तीरा वनचारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Radhe Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Nitai Chaitanya Chandra Nitai Chaitanya Chandra Gaura Hari. Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Nitai Gaura Chandra Gaura Hari. Jaya Radha Nila Madhav Radha Nila Madhav Radhe. Jaya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Guru Dev Guru Dev Guru Dev Guru Dev. Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vinda Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vinda Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vinda Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vinda Jaya. Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. Right? All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Prabhu, can you lower light? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we will be reciting from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 86, title Arjuna Kidnaps Subhadra, text 27 through 29. So I'll just recite the 27, 28, and then together we will recite text number 29. Shrantan apiyata tanduraj janaka swagruhagatan anite swa asanagresu sukhasinam mahamanaha pravadha bhaktya udharsha hridayashra vileksanaha natva tad angrin prakshalya tad apoloko pavaniha. Sakutumbo vahan murdhana pujayam chakra iswaran gandhamalyam barakalpa dhupadipa grahyogo vaishyaha. Sakutumbo vahan murdhana pujayam chakra iswaran gandhamalyam barakalpa Dupadipaggrahya govrshihi Sakutumbo vahan murdhana Pujayam chakrayeswaran Gandhamaya mambara kalpa Dupadipagriha govarshihi. Pujayam chakrayeswaran Gandhamalayam varakalpa Dupadipragrahya grovasai. Matajis. Sakutambo mahanmurna Pujayam chakrayeswaram Gandhamalayam varakalpa Dupadipagrahya govasai. Sakutumbo vahamurdhana Pujayam chakrayeswaran Gandhamalayambara kalpa Dupadipagraya vasiya. So we will just read word to word for the text number 29. So, together with Kutumba, his family, Vahan, carrying Murdhana on his head, Pujayam Chakre, he worshipped Iswaran, the Lord's Gandha, with fragrant sandalwood paste, Malya, flower garlands, Ambara, clothing, Akalpa, jewelry, Dhupa, incense, Deepa, lamps, Agriha water, Go, cows, richness, and bulls. Translation and purport by the disciple of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. When King Bahulaswa, a descendant of Janak, saw Lord Krishna approaching his house from a distance with the sages, who were somewhat fatigued from the journey, he immediately arranged to have seats of honor barred out for them. After they were all comfortably seated, the wise king, his heart overflowing with joy and his eyes clouded by tears, bow down to them and wash their feet with intense devotion. Taking the water, which could purify the entire world, he sprinkled it on his head and the heads of his family members. Then he worshipped all those great lords by offering them fragrant sandalwood paste, flower garlands, fine clothing and ornaments, incense lamps, agrahya, cows and bulls. Purport. Srila Prabhupada comments, Bahulasva, the king of Videha, was very intelligent and was a perfect gentleman. He was astonished that so many great sages, along with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, were personally present in his home. He knew perfectly well that the conditioned soul, especially when engaged in worldly affair, cannot be 100% pure, whereas the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his pure devotees are always transcendental to worldly contamination. Therefore, when he found that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and all the great sages were at his house, he was astonished, and he began to thank Lord Krishna for his causeless mercy. The word Ishvara in this verse refer not only to the Supreme Lord, but also to the exalted sages in his company. This is confirmed by Acharya Sridhar Swami and Vishwanath Chakravarti. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Kananjana Salakaya Chaksur Unmilitam Yaina Tasmai Sri Guruvayo Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yaina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namne Ghaurati Sway Namaha Nityanandam Aham Nomi Sarva Anand Karam Param Harinam Pradam Devam Avadhuta Shiromani. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Shute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhesya Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Tamal Krishna Goswami Namine Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasyatya Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So Prabhuji is not feeling good, so he texts me around 6:40 that if someone can give the Bhagavatam class today. And I thought that maybe it's in Krishna's arrangement that maybe I should speak something. I haven't spoke for many days, but I have not prepared anything. But as we see the great devotees and their dedications, in this chapter, the two main personality has been really glorified in Maithila, the Shrutadeva, and this king. Bahulasva. These are the great personality that being and Bahulasva was a king of the Videha province, But still he lived a very simple life, like the other devotees, Shrutadeva. It mentioned that this Shrutadeva, he doesn't have practically nothing. Barely he has that he can maintain his family life. But despite not having anything doesn't stop him to render the devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shrutadeva was totally engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we can learn from those things that the material necessities is actually not that required to render the devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we see that the king is also following in his footsteps, that even though he was a king, that he has so many other items that he can really enjoy. But he also become detached like a Shrutadeva. And he was king was also totally focused for rendering the devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we see that when somebody dedicates their life to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Supreme Personality Godhead recognize those devotees. Krishna is sitting in our heart. He is witnessing each and every thought goes through our heart. He knows where we are. So as we become sincere and we become purified, our desire will become just one-minded. How I can please Krishna. The whole life should be dedicated not for our own pleasure, but to see how we can give the utmost pleasure to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the really Jivere Swarupa Hoy, Nityarir Krishna Das. That we are eternally servant to the Supreme Personality Godhead. And we must exhibit those qualities. That we must single-mindedly dedicate our life despite any obstacle comes in our life. Now we have seen that also it's mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. I think in second or third chapter, Bhogeshwarya Prakasatanam Tai Uprahata Chetasam Vyavsaya Atmika Buddhi Samadhuna Vidhiyate. That as long as we will work toward to improve our material conditions and situations and look for those things that we can live comfortably, the real desire to render the devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead will never arise in our heart. So we should keep forefront in our life that we should not be deviated by those illusory energy of Supreme Personality of Godhead. We always see so many beautiful things in the world when we go out, but we have to make sure that all these good things belong to Krishna, not to us. It is not for our enjoyment. We are the servant of Krishna, and we should try always to reach to that goal, what has been meant for the human form of life. So first of all, we have to reduce our endeavors for our own enjoyment. And we have seen so many great personalities like Maharaj Parikshit also, that he has exhibited his practical life, that we carry so many deep-rooted attachment for the material things. It's very, very deep-rooted attachment that we have for many, many lives. But they have shown in the practical life how to become deeply detached. And it says the Atma Jaya Suta Sagara, that he has given up the attachment for his own body, given up the attachment for his wife, children's, families, home, kingdom, treasuries. He had the elephants, he has the horses, undisputed kingdom, but he was able to give up everything. And what was the root cause that he was able to do that? He has deep attractions to render devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So somehow or other in our life we should mold that no matter what the circumstances may come in our life, we should never deviate it to render devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And as we've seen, that when we render the service and we become slowly and slowly purified, we can have the relationship that we have. Every one of us has the relations with Krishna. And because we have forgotten the relationship, we doesn't have the attractions to render the service. But as soon as we will come slowly and slowly, by purifying our senses, by rendering the devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the Bhagavat, living Bhagavat, the devotees, exalted devotees, then all the misgivings that we carry for many, many lives in our heart can be destroyed. Nasta praya sobhadesro, right? Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So by following that process, we'll be able to cleanse our heart, and then we will be able to see exactly. Like Srila Prabhupada says that we should be able to see Krishna not by having our own desire, but we should act in such a way that Krishna wants to see us. And we see of the example of the Sutadeva and the king, that because of their staunch devotional service, Krishna himself impelled to visit those great devotees. And he visited with Narad Muni and very great kings. And it says that the Krishna simultaneously visit Sutadeva and the king house. We also learn from the examples of the king that how we can receive the Supreme Personality of Godhead or the great Bhagavat. We have seen previously also in the chapter of the Sudama's pastime that exhibited that how one should receive the guest and what should we do. Over here also as king, as soon as he saw from the far distance that Krishna is approaching toward their home, he becomes so enlivened. Unless and until you are hankering from your heart to see the Supreme Personality Godhead, that jubilant thought will never arise in our heart. Even Krishna will walk in front of us. It needs the pure dedication. And they were always looking for that. It says it will come on the later texts that actually the king has the sincere desire in his heart that he wants to see Krishna face to face. That was his inner desire. And because he exhibited his life so perfectly, Krishna impelled to reciprocate with his devotees. So he is taking all the great sages with him, giving the devotee a chance not only to worship the Supreme Personality Godhead, but all the great sages and the other members. So the king, first when he saw that, he immediately arranged, because he saw that they must be fatigued because they are traveling. So they make the wonderful seat for them, give them a comfortable seat, and king's heart overflowing with joy and his eyes clouded by tears. These are the symptoms of somebody has attained the pure love of God. That it's not just by the material arrangement those things will happen. Unless and until we purify, then we can really see the Supreme Personality of Godhead and our heart will get melted. And it's automatic that the tears will come from our eyes to see the beautiful Lord. And he gave them a seat, and then it's a proper etiquette to wash their feet. And then like we do the Arati to the Supreme Personality Godhead, all these items, he worshipped the Supreme Personality Godhead, and all the Narad Muni and other sages were assembled in that assembly. And then he sprinkled the water on his head and all the family members. It is very auspicious that it says in Bhagavatam somewhere that unless and until somebody has smeared the dust of the lotus feet of a great Vaishnava all over his body, he'll never be able to come out from the material attachment. So we should seek for those opportunity that to sow, to take the dust of the lotus feet from the great Vaishnava is not just like touching the feet and take that dust and smear all over the body and feel that, okay, I have now completed. No. By surrendering our life to their missions, helping them, this is the real taking the dust of the lotus feet. To follow their instructions, follow their advice, follow in their footsteps. That is the real taking the dust from the lotus feet. And it says in the 5th canto, I remember, that unless and until in our life, if he cannot smear the dust of the lotus feet of the pure devotees, there is not a chance to get out of the material bondage. So we should seek for those opportunities, that whenever the great pure devotees visit our temple, we should take chance to show them nicely. There are so many ways that we can show the great persons. There is unlimited way that we can render the devotional service. Somehow or other, whatever the qualifications that Krishna has given us, we should try to utilize to please them and show them. That is the greatest assurance for us to make any tangible advancement in our spiritual life. As also I was reading that how we can become that detached from the worldly affair and attached to the message of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So I was just, when I thought that I will have to give a class, that verse came into my mind from 18th chapter, text number 42. That samodamas tapasocham kshantir arjaman evacha jnanam vijnanam astikayam brahma karma swabhavajam. That peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness, these are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work. So it's a very good meditation that we can see on all the different aspects, that how we are able to exhibit in our practical life. Are those qualities become visible in our life? Because we may have so much knowledge, but unless and until we try to put in our practical life, we will never derive that happiness, that what it says in the scripture. Because it says that whenever you render the devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it shows jubilant. We should feel so happy. So if we are not feeling that happiness, that means something is wrong in our devotional practices. Because unless and until we realize the happiness, to engage more in the devotional service would be difficult. Anything that we want to do, there should be some reciprocations. If we don't feel any encouragement to wake up early in the morning and do our sadhana, we must feel that there must be something wrong in our devotional life. I have not yet attained that attachment that I must get up in the Brahma Muhurta, because this is what our Acharya has said, that unless and until you really wake up early in the morning and perform the good chanting, it's very difficult. If we cannot chant properly at the Brahma Muhurta time, what are the good chances that we will be able to concentrate our chanting when the Rajgun and Tamogun will become prominent in the day of life? So all the devotee must get up in the Brahma Muhurta and try to concentrate on the holy name. Holy name is so powerful. He is so merciful than the Krishna that Krishna will not enter into our heart because we have not yet purified. But the holy name is much, much more merciful that he will come. Like example is given that the sweeper will come to sweep the street. So the holy names comes as a sweeper to sweep all the dirty things sitting in our heart, to make that place in such that Krishna would like to reside in our heart. So that's a purificatory process that we must really do with great determinations. It's not easy to wake up every morning and to be really focused and attentive. Sri Sri Radha Nila Madhava ki jai. You know, every day in our chanting is a journey, right? It's not like a same thing that we will attain the concentrations, that we will be able to hear these syllables nicely. Every day is different. Every day we have to look for that. We have to put the effort. It's not going to happen by chance. Unless and until we become dedicated that, okay, today I'm not going to deviate anything. We must pray to the Nama Prabhu for his mercy that we can constantly chant the Hare Krishna with rapt attentions. So when we chant, chanting is easy, but the most difficult task is to hear. And if you hear, then you will see that the mind will not go away anywhere. You practice listening, the chanting of Hare Krishna, because it's so powerful. And we should every day measure our progress in our chanting also. Like when I was sitting with Ritita Swami Maharaj, and Maharaj was saying that every day we should evaluate our chanting. It's not on a bi-weekly basis or monthly basis, on a yearly basis. We should see that on a daily basis. Is our chanting, is we are getting closer for the concentrations, or still our mind is flickering. We should evaluate those, and we should ask ourselves and associate with those devotees that they have created the attachment for the chanting. Get the advice, get the input from them, associate with them, and they may share something that may give us some light to follow in their footsteps. This is the process why Prabhupada has given a wonderful society where we can have so many wonderful devotees if we really look for it. Every one of us has a great qualities. If we really look for the good qualities in each devotee, there is plenty of good qualities Krishna has given. It's need to be our vision to able to see those. And when we even appreciate this moment, Prabhupada says that even somebody won't do any devotional service, but at least they will appreciate that no, this moment the people are doing something wonderful for this age, for the general mass of people. They will make wonderful advancement in spiritual life. So what to speak for us, that we have already dedicated our life, and particularly, I'm retired, I don't have anything to do. So we should take advantage of it to see that how can I utilize most of my time to absorb in service or chanting or reading or hearing and associating with the devotees. There are wonderful devotees. It's not that you have to always look for the great devotees. When you associate with the devotees, actually, you will find it out that they have something special that we can learn from them. I remember that still I want to go and visit the different family homes. I always tell the managers that take the appointment and take me. I want to go every day because it's so wonderful. So many years ago, I visited one family, and outwardly we may think that this devotee, what kind of a devotional service? You don't see them in the early morning, right? You don't see them regularly rendering some devotional service at the temple. So you may feel that what kind of a life they are living. But when you really sit down with them, and then we knows that what situation they are going through in their life, and then you will feel that this is really a great, whatever they are doing. It's create a lot of respect. But unless and until we know that, we will never be able to appreciate. So with those thoughts, it's already 8:15. So it's time for sharing our own realizations on this subject matter, that these great souls, that they live so wonderfully their devotional life, that Krishna impelled to visit them personally. So we can learn from the life, and maybe we can add something on a daily basis in our devotional life. So I'll stop here and see that anybody would like to reflect upon this subject matter to enlighten us. There are great devotees present in the assembly. Sarvabhauma Prabhu.
They say that Krishna is attracted, Lord Chaitanya was attracted by devotees that perform Sankirtan, and that attracts him probably more than any other form of service, by going out and connecting with the spirit souls. Like this story is how Krishna was attracted to these two wonderful devotees, and Lord Chaitanya is even, in some ways, even more merciful, that he'll go wherever the Sankirtan is happening.
Sankirtan Yagna ki jai. Patrick.
Yeah, I guess we were hearing a little bit about the like relationships, different things like this, and I don't know. Sometimes I wonder how to build really loving relationships, even because it's sometimes internally maybe I don't know how to express certain things to everybody. So learning how to build a relationship like that without also going too far into being too familiar and breaking the etiquette of understanding where, like, our position and their position, things like this.
Yeah. I think it's Patrick make a very good point that when we associate with the devotees, we should be careful also to maintain that etiquette, because familiarity is one, that when you closely associate with the advanced devotees, that you may take them, that association, very lightly, and chances that you may commit some offenses. So we have to be very careful. Very nice point. Bhakta Bhai Prabhu.
Thank you. Question? I'm wondering about Sankirtan, how we can better connect with the souls, even if our consciousness isn't the best, how can we improve our consciousness to better connect with the people that we meet, so that they become happy also, and we're happy in sharing Krishna consciousness.
Yeah. Like it says that if you have something, then you can give to somebody. If you don't have it, how can you give? If you don't have a pure bhakti in your heart, how can you give it to somebody? So I think it's nice that we also practice nicely. We should practice what we preach. And our actions speak louder than the words. So I think it's important that when we want to go out and preach to the people also, not only by the knowledge, but it has to come from the realizations and our practice, our own practice, deep devotional service. That will enhance the we have seen the difference, like the neophyte devotees goes out for the Sankirtan and the advanced devotees goes out for Sankirtan. There is a difference. You can see that they have the ability to attract those people very easily. And also Krishna gave them the intelligence. It says that, for my Guru Maharaj, that when he will go out for the Sankirtan, he has the ability that he knows the soul who is in need of the spiritual, then and then he will spend the time. By having that, he will figure out very quickly that this person, I'm wasting my time. He will never spend more than fraction of seconds. And then he will move to the other person that who is really seeking for that. So that also, who will guide us? Who will give us those things feeling? It's come from our heart. Krishna is giving us the intelligence to figure it out. So as we become more and more pure, but by doing that service, we should not also at the same time that feel that I'm not going to go for the book distribution because I'm not yet pure. The process itself will purify us. So we should also not feel that unless I become totally pure, I attract everyone, I'm going to purify myself and then I'll go for the book distribution. No. We should go out and do the Krishna's work. Krishna doesn't see what result you bring. Krishna sees that what effort you are putting. Right?
So many nice points, just easy to retain when you give class. But one reflection I had is when you were talking about chanting japa.
Yes.
And you said it's a journey every day. It's not easy to hear every syllable. You said chanting is easy, but the hearing is the difficult part, and I like that because it made me reflect on when the Guru says chant, 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 and we say can't, can't, can't. Maybe it's not that way, but it's more like hear, 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 and we say fear, fear, fear.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're scared to purify the heart. But if we really give the control up to Krishna and really understand the gravity of japa as a practice, and we take it seriously, Krishna does reciprocate. And we have to learn to really dive into the sadhana and the instruction of the Guru, and then we are really living off the spiritual energy, right? Learn to rest in the holy name. A lot of, or at least myself, just get caught up in fatigue and listening to the mind saying I'm tired and this is impossible. How am I going to be able to maintain this livelihood, this way of life? Waking up early in the morning, doing so much service, trying to maintain my material balance, so forth, so on. But actually learning to just give it to Krishna and then allow him to just give us the energy necessary. And it's practical. I've just noticed within my own execution of service that sometimes I'll get discouraged because I say this is impossible to maintain, but then other mornings I wake up and it's very easy to get through the morning program, maybe off the same number of hours of sleep, for instance, So it's just kind of changing the little things, putting faith in the process, and knowing that it's actually Krishna doing everything and we're not the doers. If we just give that that desire to control up, that actually everything's taken care of. Some reflections.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Pran Hari Prabhu.
I was just thinking about how you said, Krishna is all attractive. You say this in your classes often. The meaning of Krishna is all attractive. And why can't we be attracted to Krishna? And there's one devotee, Parameshwar Prabhu, who travels on books, and he says that the living entity has to be intoxicated. Anandamayo bhyasat, or pleasure seeking. And so intoxication is not an option. One must be intoxicated, but whether one gets intoxicated with the material energy or the spiritual energy is our choice. And so just the process of false renunciation, giving up material things, but without getting that higher taste, leaves the living entity high and dry. And inevitably, there's that one verse from the 10th canto, Aruya Kritrena Param 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 Patantyado Nadrada Yushmarangrayaha, that the impersonalists, they may think themselves very liberated, but if they don't attain a taste for serving the lotus feet of Krishna, then they fall down from their exalted position. And so I guess I'm just reflecting that, like you said, we have to fill our days with hearing and chanting about Krishna, serving, being with devotees, temple programs. And in that way, actually, it is quite pleasurable. It seems like only when we stop doing that, the in-between, does the mind take hold again. And and ultimately, I guess it's not even our, like you said, Tyler, you said it's not ultimately our doing. Krishna ultimately purifies the heart and gives us that taste for his service. And so, but we have to put ourselves in the place where Krishna can actually do that.
Also, when you were speaking nicely from your heart, I also was dwelling on the attentiveness, that the root cause for all other offenses is unattentiveness while chanting. And I was just reflecting in my mind that not just the attentiveness when we chant the holy name, but attentiveness means that we should really become attentive to see how our chanting on a daily basis, like Ritadwaj Maharaj was saying, that we should evaluate. If he wants to do something nice, then we would like to see how we are doing on a daily basis. Is there any improvement? That also attention needed. Unless and until we analyze, we will go on chanting like the way that we are doing. Unless we put our extra energy to see that, how we are chanting, is our chanting is becoming a little clearer? Are we able to hear everything nicely? We should evaluate those things. And when you start looking in those things, then you will see. Krishna is sitting in our heart. When he sees the sincere desire to improve our chanting, he will make those things visible where need to be improved. It's a journey for everybody. It's a different journey. But Krishna will reciprocate if he becomes sincere like that. Kalpataru Mataji.
No, I was just when you said about the dust of the lotus, the dust from the pure devotees' lotus feet. Guru Maharaj actually gave a class in the farm on last Friday, and the shloka was similar to what you were saying. It said that unless one has smeared the dust from the feet of a pure devotee and smelled the tulsi from the lotus feet of the Lord, one is like a dead body even though breathing. So then in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains.
Shri Shri Radha Nila Madhava ki jai.
So then he explained, how ghosts are actually, they don't have gross body, but they have all the desires. So they cause a disturbance, and they are disturbing elements. And sometimes they will possess someone else's body and to enact, what they want, possess them, and then similarly, I think the way I understood, maybe, someone else, that similarly, like our position is also like that, we have desires, but in this material world, we try to be happy through, fulfilling those desires, but all we get is frustration, because unless we are in a spiritual world serving, the Lord and that, like something like that, yeah. Maybe Prabhu can explain.
Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing. So it's already 8:31. Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Gaur Premanande.